There's two basic pieces that the faculty are looking for coming out of the portfolio. And within each of those two major categories, there's 4 points. So we've really simplified it and simplified, or what I think is the kind of rubric for grading it as well. So the first category is the demonstration of integration, and includes accurately and professionally presented. So, right, this is a projection of yourself. So if it's accurate and it's looks professional, that's good. And there's 3 categories from poor to incomplete to good and to excellent. So that's how each of these is graded. The second part under integration is creatively organized. The third point is, in a scholarly fashion, demonstrates the ability to integrate learnings from courses and practicum experience, particularly in research, practice, theory, and policy. And so that's part of what you're asking Brianna about with her grid and the table that was created for doing that. That's not the only way, but it's a pretty effective way. And the fourth one is demonstrates the ability to integrate core social work values or concepts of professional social work identity, advanced practice, collaborative practice, facilitating change, diversity, oppression, and social justice. The things that are, in fact, the headings of or titles of most of your courses. The second one is the approach to social work practice, the second general category. So the 4 points are presents a scholarly theory, approach, model, framework of practice that is consistent with your specialization. Right? So whether it's leadership, clinical, or community international. Second point there is demonstrates critical thinking through the application of theory. The third is demonstrates both personal and professional growth during the program. So can you show that you're better at the end than you were at the beginning in terms of what you know and how you do things. And finally, demonstrates future goals or directions. So projections, dreams, intentions, aspirations with a plan for accomplishing such goals. And lots of times people just put 1 page about that, right? And you can't possibly do 30 pages on each one of these things. So it's got to be a projection of you, first and foremost. So a quick response to your question about how personal. The 4 that we've put on is on the public site for the faculty are perhaps not as personal as some of the others that we haven't put on, just because of that respect for privacy, and there's some things that don't belong in a public site. There's ways of dealing with that as well through having password protected pages. So it should be a repository for what works for you. And you don't want to spend a lot of time editing all of that stuff, right? To make it so that it is shareable and that sort of thing. So I think the idea of creating something that you can password protect and still have on the site, but that somehow you might want to summarize or create some sort of an outline or a synopsis of that people who will go to it and see it can look at. So the instructors who come don't have a lot of time, right? You don't have a lot of time with your portfolio. So you need to present it in such a way that really draws the attention of the people that are in the audience, that are in the instructors that are there, that you want them to see about these particular things. So I don't know how much more to say. I think it's this session was intended primarily as a technology type of session. So,
how much time can I do? Because I haven't received any information because I'm not in classes this year. So,
how much time at the portfolio?
When you present it, how much time?
You will be given 15 minutes to cover the areas described above in the rubric, and then respond to questions from the faculty panel for 15 minutes. So that's 30 minutes each.
Sally St. George, I think, sent out an email with that capstone rubric on it.
Yeah.
I got one back in October.
Okay.
Okay.
On the